I guess I better go ahead and talk about this. And yeah, I'm pretty sick right now, so here we go. Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, I'm going to talk about this whole issue. I did talk about this a while back on my live stream that I did a while back, which is the Christmas special. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of sick right now. But anyways, I know that you guys are pretty upset with the anime community, but these people are going to be referred to as localizers. But most people are calling them the localizers because of certain words that they use in their translations. And some people don't appreciate the fact that these people who work at these jobs, who translate the work, are pretty upset with how they do the work. In a very sloppy way, that's what most people are criticizing them about. But of course, in response, they get very upset and negative about it. Keep this in mind. I understand that it's not easy to work at a job. I've been there too. I get it. The hours, the pay sucks. I get that. But the way that these localizers present themselves, they always seem to talk so negatively, and also trying to say, "Oh, we kind of changed this translation because we felt that this translation was so offensive." Like, a lot of the stuff that they say about it is like they're so negative. They get so offended by little things. And that's why a lot of people were kind of upset with the localizers for a while, because a lot of the translations, and I recall there was an incident a long time ago where Prison School, there was a dub of it, and they kind of referred to something called Gamergate. And I understand that Gamergate was this big issue that happened a long while back, but no one really gave a shit about it. No one even knew what the fuck it was about. And no one cared. And that's the truth about it. No one really gave a shit about what was going on. It was just an internet drama that happened between two sides that were pretty upset about it. And Prison School mentioned it out of nowhere, which had nothing to do with the story. They basically just inserted it in there because they wanted to drum up some political drama that had nothing to do with anything. But keep in mind, they also brought up some examples of what they did with Dragon Maid, which they switched the languages, and the original translation, like, there was a lot of people that are talking about this. And keep in mind, I'm just gonna be nice about this, because this has become one of those situations where people are kind of like, yeah, we hope that AI takes over your jobs. It could, because of how negative they present themselves online, on Twitter. I'm pretty sure they're nice when you meet them, but it becomes a situation to where the way they present themselves, the localizers, they kind of go on Twitter and they say these negative things about incels and all this other shit, and it becomes a problem. Like, people are kind of saying that they have agendas. Some people say that they're just a bunch of activists that are just playing as translators, trying to switch the language around so that Gen Z can relate to. And the problem is, no one speaks the same languages as they do. And some of the stuff that they say, like, the Japanese don't even say that stuff. And yet you want to put yeet in there for some weird reason. What the fuck does yeet mean? I don't even get it. But call me old. You can say that. But it's kind of weird that they would put this type of language in there and expect everyone to follow through with this language barrier that they feel that the Japanese should be presented as. And it's kind of like the 4Kids version of One Piece. Yeah, like, people hated that version. Especially people hating, because even my friend told me that he hated That one anime that 4Kids did, which was Shaman King. And keep in mind, the 2000 version of Shaman King was a great show, but sadly, it didn't. Excuse me. It didn't really end very well. So, anyways, the attitudes that they display on social media, the localizers, especially the other side of it, it's kind of becoming a back and forth thing that it's not really helping. It's not really doing anything. It's just causing more problems between both sides. And the fact that all the goodwill that the localizers have I can say that they're not even winning anything. They're not even gaining any respect because of the fact that they're losing their jobs to AI. This AI system is basically a translator with a human being, basically, because I seen the app before. I seen it advertised. I remember my friend telling me about it, that there's an AI that translates stuff, and you just take a picture and it will translate it and it will tell you what it is. That's what they're worried about. This is an app. This is the application that's basically used to translate words. And I seen it advertised online about that it could translate manga words, and they're considering using that as a way to sell manga and put it in their own language, and they can actually have people read it and translate it so they can actually get into the Japanese stuff. But the localizers are getting upset and worried that this AI app is going to take their jobs. So keep in mind, I don't know what the name of this app is, but I saw it advertised on Twitter. I saw it advertised online. I seen it on social media a lot, but I can't remember what it was called. But I did see it, and from what I understand, there's this new manga that's coming out, and it's going to use this app. And of course, the localizers, as most people talked about, they went into this negative anger of being upset because they fear that this will take their jobs. And now they got to deal with the brunt of it, and everyone's celebrating. And I do feel bad that they are losing their jobs, but the thing is, they did this to themselves because they're losing all the goodwill by, calling people names, calling them incels, blaming it on the anime community. You guys did this. And I hate to say it, I know, I do agree with some of you. Like, don't attack people. You can block them, but it's not going to solve anything. It's just being pompous about it isn't going to solve anything either. But hey, that's do you, okay? Even this Jay Allen guy, who everyone knows, yeah, it's the guy who looks like Agent 47, or AKA the Hitman. Like, I'm kind of afraid of this guy because a lot of people in Japan are afraid of this guy because he looks like Agent 47, and I'm afraid he'll show up at my house with fish wire. That's what I'm afraid of, this guy. But this guy is, if you look at his pictures, he looks like Agent 47. And keep in mind, Jay Allen was the guy who basically complained about Uzaki-chan's blood drive in Japan years ago, and the variety show that he liked to watch completely made fun of him on Japanese national TV. And I was kind of surprised by hearing that story too, because we all made fun of him about it. Like, he was part of this blog called Unseen Japan, and he got upset and offended by the fact that, oh, this big boobied nurse looking lady is offensive to women. And it's like, look, it's just a 20-year-old woman that went to college, and I seen the anime before. She's short stacked, which basically means, like, there are women like that. I met women like that. There's some that I know that live in Mexico that are short stacked, and they look like that. I'm not joking. But as far as I know, this is kind of funny how this guy, Jay Allen, basically got pissed off over this whole thing. And he was upset about the blood drive promoting this Ozaki-chan, picture of her being dressed up as a nurse. So keep in mind, it's not a big deal. It's just the guy was so offended by it. And he didn't, he couldn't tell the difference between fiction and reality. Like, some of the people that I see online, especially these days, don't know the difference between fiction and reality anymore. They just basically assume everything is so, offensive that they have to do something about it. Look, I get it. It's not anime's not for everybody. And I get that, because if you don't like it, don't watch it. That's my advice to everyone who doesn't like this type of content. If it gets violent for you, don't watch it. If it gets a little bit too, sexual, don't watch it. That's the thing. You don't have to watch this stuff, but the problem is these people are literally, trying to change the language around so that it could suit their agenda. That's what a lot of people were complaining about them in the localizing space, but most people are calling them the Localizers. Yes, that's right. They're referring to them as the woke, And it's kind of funny. They are literally trying to change the language. That was kind of their agenda because I heard from people talking about this linguistics groups that's in UC Berkeley and other colleges, trying to, use this language to change the language, which kind of sounds kind of conspiratorial, right? Yeah, but they basically use these words that just don't make any sense, and very confusing at times. And it's like, you guys really need to stop this. But anyways, guys, I know this is a long, talk, but anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. But I'm just going to tell these guys, look, you guys really need to stop, arguing with people online. If you don't like it, just get off the internet. And I know you guys are dealing with this issue with AI and everything, but hear me out on this. You guys, I really wanted to support you guys, but you really made me lose my faith in you guys, because of the fact, even my trust in you guys in that industry, because the way you're treating people right now, these are total strangers to you. You don't know them. I don't know you. I don't know your situation. You're probably getting paid less money, and I get it. It's not an easy job. It's not easy to translate all this stuff. I get it. It's a lot of stress on you. It's a lot of responsibility, but taking it out on people is not a good idea. It's not a good idea to do. It's unhealthy, and you should find ways to challenge that anger, because it sounds like you guys have anger issues, and you need to basically get that anger checked. Okay? That's what I'm going to say to you guys at the localizing industry. Because by the looks of you guys, you sound like you on Twitter getting angry over people talking to you, and I understand you guys get defensive about it, and you get trolled or bullied or whatever the heck happened to you. You probably need to check a therapist or see a therapist. I'm sorry about that. But anyways, I got to get out of here. You guys take care, because I'm out. Peace.